Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV and pre-match show Chelsea versus Newcastle United at Stamford Bridge with a 2 p.m. kickoff. Before we get into the show, if you do like what you see, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It really does help the channel up the search. So please do give it a thumbs up. That'd be fantastic. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, come in and smash the subscribe. Part of this great community we got here. Also, hit the bell notification. That tells when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. Also, if you want to become a member, it's 99p. You can do that clicking the join button. And if you want to make a donation, do that chat, clicking on the $sign. All money reinvested back in the channel. Yes, so as I say, it's off. We're at Stamford Bridge today, and it's not going to be an easy game. But before we get into that, yesterday, I went to St James's Park. There you go. But that's St James's Park. Yes, that is the home of Brackley Town FC in Northamptonshire, where I took in the hospitality section, which wasn't too bad at all. Included in that hospitality was a drink, a meal, which was very nice, by the way, and a dessert as well. So, look, fantastic people there. Even spoke to the owner of the football club. Absolutely great people down there at Brackley. That they couldn't have been nicer if they tried. Laura, who looked after me, she was fantastic as well. The food was absolutely spot on. The new potatoes were cooked to perfection. Everything. It was just lovely down there. A really community-based stadium. They asked me, how do I come often to these matches? And I said, no, not really. I said, because I explained that, I support Newcastle United, and I said, as Newcastle weren't playing, I just thought I'd go and take on league gaming. And they absolutely loved that. So I do say to people, if if we're not playing, do go and take on league gaming, because they really do, really do appreciate you going there and spending your money. I bought a couple of draw tickets yesterday for like a raffle draw thing. You can win a cash prize. And look, the lady turned around to me and said, even you buying 2 or 3 of these tickets helps, because the money that we'll get out these ticket sales are going towards buying them a new scoreboard, because they haven't got a scoreboard. And she said it's £25,000 for a scoreboard, which I was like, wow. So that's what I'm saying. That's why these non-league grounds love it when fans go in there and spend a bit of money, because it's going towards something they need for their ground. And, so I would say I had an absolute great time there yesterday. Good game of football as well. Very good competitive game of football between Brackley and South Shields, which Brackley won at 1-0 due to a 71st minute goal. But, very competitive between the two teams, and a fantastic day out there, even though it was a 2-hour drive for me there and back. Right, let's snip into some comments. Hi, Tony says, Trolls. Hi to you, mate. Hope you're well. Wacky says, afternoon, Tony. Afternoon, Wacky. Hope you're well too, mate. Not confident for this match, says Trolls. I don't think many are, mate. If the two turn up and play, it should be an entertaining game. Well, yeah, can be. Absolutely, Wacky. Morning to you, Queen of Heart. Hope you're well, Mary. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Mace, good afternoon, Mason. Hope you're well too, mate. I bet you weren't a bit happy about South Shields not winning yesterday. Hit the likes and help Sean out. Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed. If house subs longy for Tonali today, I'll lose my cool. Well, yeah. When Toon fans aren't confident, the team steps up to look at PSG versus City. Nobody expected you to get anything out of those games. Yeah, that's true enough. That's true. But we got to really step it up today, because Chelsea are playing really well. Afternoon, Tony. Good afternoon to you. Mr. Fleming, hope you're well. Team news will be out in 7 minutes, so we'll see what the team news is. Did Tony say they gave him a meal or a meal? I thought Kraft came from Sweden. Very funny. No. I mean, look, the hospitality. You got one drink of your choice. You got your meal, your dessert, your program, your team sheet, a parking space, in a seat in the director's area for 50 quid. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. I sat on the South Shield side of the director's box, in front of their director. Surprised they didn't say anything to me, but they didn't, because the lady said I could sit wherever I wanted. Did I want to sit on the Brackley side or the South Shield? So I thought, I'll sit on the South Shield side. And then I went in, had me half-time coffee and biscuit, and then I came back out, and I didn't go back to those seats. I went and actually stood with the fans, and watched the second half. So yeah, that's what I did. And then I made the 2-hour journey back home. But you know what? It was a great day out. I was expecting it only because I was at the home game on Tuesday and they were dire. Yeah, then they weren't that great, to be honest with you. I wasn't impressed with South Shields, to be honest, Mason. I thought Brackley were the better, especially the second half. Brackley were the better side. South Shields could have scored in the first half. They pulled a tremendous save from the keeper for Brackley, and then the flash one just past the post. But, second half, yeah, it was all Brackley, and South Shields lost their heads a couple of times as well, especially that goalkeeper. The goalkeeper and the defender, Broadbent, them two were having a great argument, and it's just funny because when you're at a Premier League game, you don't hear these arguments, but yeah, it's just weird, isn't it? Like, you hear everything there. And nothing against Burn, but I think we need a pace of Kelly, or that Burn stays in defence but don't move up. True. Evening, everyone. Hello to you, Paul. Hope you're well. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say hi to Vic as well. Good afternoon, Vic. Hope you're well too. That's what I love about the smaller league clubs, a real sense of community. Absolutely, mate. I mean, look, they couldn't have been nicer. They were really, really nice. Even the owner was nice to me, and I says, I said to the owners, your hopes of getting out the league, and he said, do you know what it is? He says, sometimes you don't know if you do want to go up or not, because you go up and then there's different rules and regulations come in, and you have to do this and you have to do that, and you may have to spend money there, and and I can see where they're coming from, but he's a nice guy and he puts his money in the club, and that, do you know what? That's fantastic. Afternoon. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Paul. It's all right. Anyone else nervous for today? Yeah, Tony, I've heard as well that the Shields dressing room is very toxic at the minute. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. There's quite a few fans down there, actually, to be fair. So, yeah, there was a fair few South Shields fans made the journey down there. But, yeah, it is what it is. So, I mean, look, today is going to be a tough game down at Chelsea. Let's make no bones about it. They beat Panathinaikos on Thursday, changed their team around, 1-4-1. Madueke stayed on the bench. Palmer wasn't even in the match day squad. So, look, they got beat off Liverpool last week 2-1, which, let's be honest, Liverpool played well. Chelsea had chances to score. Obviously, they took it out on Panathinaikos on Thursday. We haven't been that great this season, have we? Honestly, let's have a look. We have not been that great at all. We've had, look, the Everton game was probably our best away performance since Burnley away, but we couldn't score. Couldn't score against Brighton. The chances we had against Brighton, and I'm still wondering why Isak, and people keep saying, but he's just come back from injury. And I keep saying, yes, I know he's come back from injury, but come on, he could have took that ball round the goalkeeper. He could have took it round Verbruggen and put it in the back of the net. Instead, he tried to hit a pass for Verbruggen, and he hits the body of Verbruggen, And look, what you've got to worry about today is if we lose today, now we're 4 points behind the European place now as it happens. Now, if we lose today and Man United win, they go 12th, we drop to 13th. But the problem is, I know we've got Chelsea midweek in the Cup, but the problem is, next Saturday we have Arsenal. And it's a 12:30 kickoff, and we don't do well with 12:30 kickoffs, as a rule of thumb. So, if we lose to Arsenal next week, and the other teams above us win, That gap then increases to 7 points. Then the week after that, we play Forest. And they're playing well at the moment. So that's not to say we can go to City Ground and turn up and pick up the 3 points. Because Forest are playing well. You know, Nuno Espirito Santo, not the best manager at Tottenham, but he's got to Forest now, and look what he's doing. And if we lost to Forest, then you're looking at a 10-point gap. So that's what I'm saying. Today's match really is a pressure match. This is a match where we need to get something out of it. Even if we picked up a point today, that's a good result, a point. For the way we've played this season, we are lucky to be where we are on 12 points because we scraped it against Southampton. We should have lost against Bournemouth. VAR dropped a bollock there and let us off with that one. You know, and Everton, we should have beat them. We should have beat Brighton. We should have put Brighton out of sight, in all honesty. We should have been probably 3 up by half time. You know, so... And people keep going, but we've had possession. Yes, we have possession. But possession, I've always said this, possession does not win football matches. Putting the ball in the back of the net or the onion bag, whichever you want to call it, that wins you football games. Putting it between the sticks. And that's what it's all about. Taking your chances and putting them away. Be ruthless. Now, we've seen Gordon sign a new deal this week, which is absolutely fantastic. The team news is out now, guys, so I'll just go run through that for you. So this is how we are lining up. Pope in goal. We've got, I'm going to try and find out the back four here because we've got Livramento right back, Shea, Byrne, and Lewis Hall. Midfield 3 is Bruno, Tonali, and Joe Linton, because I've got it in number order and that's why I'm trying to go around it. And this is the front 3, guys. Okay, so we have on the right wing Miggy Almiron, in the middle Alexander Isak, on the left Harvey Barnes. So no Anthony Gordon in the team. On the bench it's Odysseus, Ruddy, 2 goalkeepers, Kraft, Asula, Murphy, Kelly, Willock, Longstaff, and Miley. So that's who we have for our lineup. So I will get that lineup on screen. Guys, what are you thinking? And girls, Miggy Almiron starting? No Anthony Gordon? Does that mean Gordon's injured? That's not good if it is. So there must be an injury to Anthony Gordon, or as Bia says, as he fell off his bike. For God's sake, Bia. But look, this is really not great if Anthony Gordon's not playing. So what's going on here then? Maybe he's picked up a knock in training, which is a blow if it is. So there you go. There's your team news. Take it away, guys and girls. Have your say on that team news. What's your thoughts? Happy? Disappointed? Is it a team that can win this game? Is it a team that can get a point out of this game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments while I go through the Chelsea lineup. I just wish we would stop putting it in number order and just put it in order of like defence, attack, midfield. Right, Chelsea starting 11. Sanchez in goal. Then a back 4 of the captain, Reece James, Fofana, Colville, and Gusto. Then they have, I gather they're playing 4-3-3. They've got Lavia, Caicedo, or maybe they're not playing a 4-3-3. I don't know what that formation is. Anyway, they've got Lavia, Caicedo, Madueke, Palmer, Neto, and Jackson. So they must be playing Palmer as the number 10. And then you've got Neto and Madueke as the wide men. On the bench, it's Jorgensen, Tosin, Viga, Cucurella, Enzo, Mudryk, Sancho, João Felix, and Nkunku. So we'll stick the Chelsea lineup on there as well. And while we're on the subject of Chelsea, we'll talk about Tosin. I mean, we heard from Eddie Howe, and I was quite staggered to hear these comments come from Eddie Howe, because I was a bit like, what's he on about? So anyway, when he was asked about not getting Tosin, he said, "Oh, it's down to PSR." And I thought, well, hang on a minute, he's a free transfer. You know, we signed Kenny on a free transfer and give him 150 grand a week. So I'm thinking, hang on a minute, Eddie, what are you on about? PSR, he doesn't cost you a penny. Yes, you have to pay a sign-on fee, but that's all you're paying. You're not paying a transfer fee, so I don't get that one. Right, let's have a look at the comments. I'm not worried about Isak. He'll come good. Howe is under serious pressure if we lose this, Arsenal and Forest, in my opinion. Well, we've got a cup game in midweek as well, remember. And if we get beaten midweek, that's out the Carabao Cup as well. So then we've only got the FA Cup to go for, because we're going to win the Premier League. Especially if we lose the cup game. We will win today, says Bia. I hope so. Sinclair's got a double header today, says Mason. Well, John's there at the match, isn't he? He's going to Chelsea. Wacky says, if you lose by getting outplayed by Chelsea, they have played well, then fair enough. But it's self-inflicted loss or lacklustre performance or weird decisions by Eddie. Fans will lose it. Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, set pieces are another thing. We don't look great on set pieces. Longstaff can't get past the first man. Stop giving them letting them take free kicks. Lewis Hall, Anthony Gordon, that balls are not that great coming into the box. Give Tonali the goal. Give Tonali the free kicks to put in. Give Tonali the corners to do. He does it for Italy, so why can't he do it for us? You know, and another thing, please stop taking Tonali off between 60 and 65 minutes. Let him play longer. Against Brighton, we took him off. Then we took Bruno off, so we lost two creative players. You know, it's just getting ridiculous now. Really is. Sorry, guys, for the rant, but it is. I'm getting really pissed with this. Mickey. Gordon not on the bench. Must have fell off his bike. Yeah, probably. Where is Gordon? Exactly, Ian. Where is he? Eddie's pre-match instructions. Right, lads. Defend everybody behind the ball, says Vic. Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. Saving them for Wednesday. Gordon must have broke Gallant's new shoes and have blisters. Every time I see Murphy on the bench, I hope it's Alex Murphy. Yeah, exactly. It might be there a lot of colds and stuff going around. There is a lot going around at the moment. Probably resting him for the cup game, says David. Yeah, could be. Lots of passing. I've got my Gallant gear. Jesus Christ. Gordon, this is a joke. Gordon dropped his wallet on his foot, says Magda Bates. Tossin wanted to close if a certain club came in and said no to close, apparently, Tony. Oh, okay then, Mackie. That's fair enough if that was the case. Hit the likes, folks. Yes, please. Please do hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe if you're brand new to the channel as well. Sunday League do better set pieces than us. Mickey goal on the cards. Maybe Longstaff was practicing free kicks and Gordon was over the wall and got hit by the ball. Probably, yeah. Was in the kitchen sorting out the dinner for half time. Well, we all just love Chelsea, don't we? All I can say. Not at all, Mary, not at all. We could do with what we could do with is we could do with Isak doing a Cisse and, you know, from a throw in, and a goal like that would be cracking, wouldn't it? Can you put our line up? I didn't see it. Yeah, of course I can. Trolls, not a problem, my friend. There you go. There you go, mate. Picture of Miggy. All happy that he's back in the side. Just hope and pray that we get something out of this game. But I ain't hopeful. I still don't get it. You know, but, you know, no doubt Eddie will come out and say why Gordon's not playing. There must be some sort of injury. That's all I can think of. got to be an injury somewhere along the line. Can see the headlines now. The press will say Gordon frozen out and months away. You know what they're like. Yeah, yeah, you're right there, Wacky. Yeah. Other than Willock, bench is poor. To be honest with you, Bia, I don't think Willock's been that great since he's come back. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if these injuries have damaged him or what. But I don't know. I really don't know. Something's not right with Willock at the moment, but just can't put my finger on at the moment what's going on with Willock. But hopefully, he'll start turning it around and playing better. So we'll just have to we'll just have to wait and see what happens on that one as well. I mean, look, Asula isn't really cutting it at the moment. I know people are going to say, well, he's only young and you've got to give the guy a chance, But come on, 47 games in his career, and he scored 2 goals. 2 goals in League One against Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Yeah, exactly. Accrington Stanley, when he played for Derby County on loan. That's the only 2 goals he scored in his senior career. So I'm still not having it with this signing of Asula, but we'll have to give the guy a chance. He's yeah, absolutely. But the mystery man, we don't know what's going on with the mystery man at the minute because every time there's a like, oh, he'll be back, he's out again. Yes, we're talking about Callum Wilson, the mystery man. I mean, look. This injury, I just really do not know what is going on here. Something is going on. And look, is his body finally catching up with all the injuries he's had over the years? He's had the 2 ACLs. Is it all just catching up now? The older he gets, the more his body's becoming more fragile now. I think it is. I think let this guy go at the end of the season. Now then, he has a question for everybody in the chat, and this will give you something to put in the chat as well. And look, I'd like to hear your opinions because I just want to know what you think as well. Do you think that when Wilson's contract runs out in the summer, will he A, retire from football and hang up his boots? Or I have a feeling he could drop down a league or 2, or maybe a few leagues, maybe drop into non-league even, and become a player coach somewhere where he's not having to train every day and put all that stress on his body. I don't know. I really don't know. Get your thoughts in the chat. Let me know. Where do you think Callum Wilson will do at the end of the season? Do you think he'll retire, hang up his boots and say, I've had a great career, thank you very much, and leave? Or do you think he'll have to drop down a couple of divisions and go somewhere just to, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Personally, I think he'll drop down a few leagues and go and play non-league or something like that, National League, maybe. On his day, Callum Wilson's a great striker and can put the ball in the back of the net when he's fit, when he is fit, and he isn't fit at the minute, is he? Bonds is best sub, but let's see what happens. Gary D. Hi, Gary, says Gordon has a groin injury. Oh, God. Why do we go with 2 keepers on the bench? It's stupid. Well, I don't know, Trolls. Honestly, I don't know, because we've got other academy, we've got players we could put on there. Why not put Sanusi on the bench and bring him off? Give him a go. Give Chelsea something to think about. Looking forward to Galant's review after the game. I think this game will suit Willock more than playing against the low blocks. Yeah. Gordon, the Scouse flu. I think Bonds and Miggy will be playing a bit deeper and want to. It won't be a front 3, more of a midfield 5. Gareth, good afternoon. Tony, good afternoon. Stanley, he plays for Falklands Islands. Can't wait to hear Paul and Billy's reaction to no Gordon and Miggy starting. Oh, God, yeah. Gordon and Wilson to start on Wednesday. Wilson won't even be back, Beer. He's still out. He's out for a few weeks, mate. He's not even back yet. He's had a setback. He won't return. Money will be made. Who's going to buy him, though? Who's going to take him on? Who is going to take Wilson on? Unless the Saudis come in January and say, we'll give you 20 million for Wilson, and you slap the hands off and say, thank you very much. Off you go, Callum. But is that going to happen? Nah, not likely. Not likely. Sal Wilson, he cost as much to treat as his wages. He will join Berwick Rangers, Tony says, Ian. Jesus, Ian, Berwick Rangers, they're a fall from grace at the moment. They're non-league now, aren't they? I mean, God, I remember when they were in the Scottish leagues, and it's a massive fall from grace for them. Sell them in Jan for a nominal fee if anybody buys them. Wilson to Scotland. He'll start a new job as a guy who sells some merchandise at John Sinclair meet and greets. Big up, says she. Arsenal, big up to you, mate. I hope you're well. You're looking forward to your game against Liverpool this afternoon. Obviously, you've got no Saliba and probably no Calafiori either, so a bit depleted in the back department. I know you'll have Kivior come in, but who else is going to come in as well? Afternoon, yes, Queen. What's your score prediction for the game today? Whoa, well, do you know what? I don't like to go against my team. I mean, my heart says a draw, 1-1. But my head says, no, we're going to lose to Chelsea. But I've done my Super 6, and I've actually put Chelsea down to beat us in my Super 6, and I hate doing that. I hate putting teams against us to beat us because, but I'm just thinking on current form, we haven't been great this season. We've had a couple of great games, but other than that, we haven't been that great. So I'm going to say Chelsea will sneak a 2-1. I know a lot of people are saying 3-1, 4-1 and that, and I've seen that being bandied about. So, so that's unfortunately what I'm going for. And I don't like to bat against us. They said Gordon's got phlegm on his chest and throat until someone pointed out that's just how Scousers sound normally. Oh, God. Watch Miggy get a hat-trick. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it, if he did? She reckons 4-2 will win. I like your confidence, mate. 3-0 Chelsea, hope not, but that's my opinion, absolutely. Vic says if he wasn't stealing the living, Wilson would qualify for Pip. Oh, God. Junior, hi, mate, hope you're well. He says something to Saudi. Do you know what? I would as well, Junior. That's what I'm saying. If they come in and offer 20 million quid, you take it straight away, don't you? See, there you go. Thank you very much. Off you go, Callum. Go and join Al Ittihad or wherever you want to go. Got no Calafiori. Have any other types of pasta? I'm sticking my prediction 2-1 and Barnes and Isak penalty. Nice one, Mackie. Mag says Derby Day next year if the Mackhams keep this up. It will be, won't it? I mean, Jesus, they're on fire. And they were calling for their manager to be sacked after getting beaten a friendly match. So, yeah. Strange bunch down there, aren't they? But there again, they are strange down there. I can never say we lose, so I'm going to say a 2-1 away win. Well, I'm hoping by saying losing we'll win the game. So, because I keep predicting us to win. So, hopefully, by saying if we get beat, we'll win the game. And I'll take that all day long. So, we shall see on that one. Edward, good afternoon. Greetings. How are you, the lads? Absolutely, mate. I mean, look, I want us to win today. I do, absolutely. I want us to go down there and stop this hoodoo of losing at Stamford Bridge. I want us to go down there and win the game. I really do. We've got to see a performance from the lads. That's what we need to see. We need a performance. We're just not feeling it at the moment. Next game's a big one v Arsenal. It is, mate. It's going to be a massive, massive game next week, that is. Let's hope Willock's playing and he can, keep the ball in again on the byline and we can get another goal like we did last year. Mark says Wilson needs to go now. When you can feel there's treatment to be to him remaining at the club. Don't want his achievements here to be overshadowed by a calendar year, by this calendar year. Yeah, absolutely, mate. My boys will have a derby day next season too if Millwall stay in the Championship. Junior says apparently Callum Wilson's had his donor card revoked as his body is knackered. Do you know what? Yeah, nobody would run any of the spare parts out of there, would they? Jesus, honestly, I mean, it's just unbelievable because he had this back surgery, then he was due to come back, and then he was out again with something else, and now he's out again, and it's like, I'm going to be brutally honest, yeah. Does he pull his hamstrings having sex? And I don't know. Is that what it is? If it is, stop doing that as well, mate. Just get back and play for us. But yeah, on a serious note, if Callum Wilson had that chance against Verbruggen last week, I think he'd probably stick that in the back of the net. In all honesty, so we just need to start putting these chances away. That's the thing. Convert these chances, and somebody's in for a hammering. But that's the problem, not converting the chances. So we need to start finding our shooting boots and putting them on and firing. Not firing blanks, but firing positive shots that are going in the back of the net and staying hit. So fingers crossed on that one. If anybody's just joined, I'll just pop the Newcastle team sheet back up. There you go. Almiron starting, no Gordon in the squad today. Out with an apparent injury. We don't know what it is. Gary D said he thinks it's a groin, but we're not 100% sure, so I suppose we'll wait till Eddie Howe speaks and tells us what is wrong with Anthony Gordon. So that is the team lineup. 2 keepers on the bench as well. And there is the Chelsea starting 11 as well. Palmer and Madueke back in the matchday squad after missing on Thursday. Chelsea are on fire. I honestly thought Maresca would have been the first manager sacked this season. I didn't expect him to succeed at Chelsea. But, he's proven a lot of people wrong, including me. So, yeah, he's done a great job for them. If you watch Mark Goldbridge, I know he said he thinks Nuno Espirito Santo would be the first manager sacked this season. Even he's not been sacked. He's doing well with Nottingham Forest. And this is the thing, right? And I spoke to a Spurs fan and he said to me, he said, do you know what it is? He says, maybe Nuno went to Spurs at the wrong time. If he'd gone a year later or something, it might have been a different thing. And I said, yes, possibilities. I says, that sometimes happens with managers. Sometimes they go to they think they're going to the right club, but it's at the wrong time. But, he's got Wood firing. Wood is firing the goals in at the moment. I mean, look, since Nuno took over there in December 2023, he scored 17 goals. He's one behind Haaland. It's just madness. He's got 7 goals in 9 games this season already. That's a difference. We did not play to his strengths. Plus, Forest bought 2 wingers for £18 million combined. Hudson-Odoi, 3 million. Elanga, 15 million. That's the difference. That's what we should have been doing. Why didn't we get Hudson-Odoi? I would have had Hudson-Odoi to drop of a hat, especially at £3 million. You could have worked wonders with him. Look at him now, he's flying. Forest are flying. Elliot Anderson. He's picking up Man of the Match awards. He's picking up Player of the Month awards. He got an assist on Friday for Chris Wood's first goal. The guy's written it up at Forest, and the Forest fans love him. Again, it's another one we've had to let go because of this damn well PSR rule. Same with Minty. Another one that had to go. And it stinks. It really does. I would have said if Anderson had played last season in midfield instead of Longstaff, we would never have had to sell Anderson. And he would have proved to us how good a player he is. But he's going to rip it up with Forest now. And then I can see maybe a year or two, maybe he might be on the move to somewhere else. Who knows? Right, let's pop into some comments. Right, let's find where there we are. Paul says, "Wow, you aren't playing well when Forest have more points than us. Like they're playing really well. Though Forest, look at them against Leicester; they were great, and they've beat Liverpool this season as well at Anfield. So it just shows. It just shows they're playing really, really well at the moment. And for some reason, the man just found something in them to, for them to play so well. If he did that, he'd probably pull his banjo string." I really worry for Eddie if we don't get a win today. We could literally be 1 to 2 points off fifth bottom. We're not thinking about that. Although I can see where you come from. Wonder that Eddie will say that about Gordon. I bet his illness. No Anthony Gordon, for fuck's sake, says Ronald. No, not at all, mate. Not at all. I saw Callum in the big market. Asked him if he had pulled out tonight. And he says, "Aye, everything, lol." Gordon Manning, where's Gordon? Don't know, mate. Injured, I think. I really don't know what's happened with Anthony Gordon. I'll try and see if I can find anything out why he's not playing, but it's a bit of a shock that he's not actually in the team. So yeah, I don't know why he's not playing today. But I'll see. I'll find out and see if I can see what's happening. Right, Shields Gazette have apparently put a report on, so let's see what this says. It says Anthony Gordon has dropped out of the side with a groin injury, but did make the journey to Stamford Bridge. So yes, so they're saying it's a groin injury. So Gary D was right in the chat when he said it's a groin injury. Miggy better step up or he should be sold in January too. It's on the NUFC app. He has a groin issue. Yeah. Look at Chelsea squad compared to Toon's backup players are alone. Yeah, absolutely. They've got a lot. I mean, look, we all said, is he playing fantasy football manager or whatever? But I tell you what, I mean, they've even got that. They've even got Enzo Fernandez on the bench, and he cost them over 115 million quid, didn't he? If we lose our next 3 games, we're in a relegation battle. Jesus, don't be saying that, trolls. Forest got a bargain. They did. I'm really worried we are in bother. Come to Sky to see our build-up and all about Liverpool and Arsenal. Do you know what? It doesn't surprise me. They do it every single time. And then they'll give you about a 10-minute window to talk about Newcastle, Chelsea, and they'll probably talk about Chelsea more than they'll talk Newcastle. Forest are playing well, but it shouldn't be happening, mate. We are Newcastle United. We are meant to be building previous seasons, not dropping off. But this is where I come to one of these points, right? And look, we all saw the documentary last year. We all saw Yasser Al-Rumayyan say, "Wants to be number one. Wants to be number one." Right. This is a question I ask. What do you think in the chat? Are our owners ambitious? Do they really want to be number one? Because, look, the transfer window was a shambles. Fans shouting for Mitchell out. I'm sorry, I don't buy that one. It wasn't down to Paul Mitchell. It looked like Gui was Eddie's number one target, and that was all we wanted. And I just think we wasted a transfer window on him. But if the owners are ambitious to be number one, they need to come out and say something. The sponsorship rule thing now, we can go out there and get sponsors now. But that doesn't seem to be happening unless something's happening in the background. But I just want to know how ambitious our owners are. That's the question now. Are they still got that same ambition of being number one? Because if we have, they need to start proving it in the transfer windows Forget this PSR crap. Go out there and spend. Get the sponsors in, build up the revenue, and get out there and spend it. Look how strong Chelsea's squad is. It makes you spew. We cannot compete with the transfers because of shite rules. Absolutely, Ronald. He's travelled, yeah. Hopefully just a tweak and not a pulled or torn groin. That really hurts. Yeah, let's hope it is, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even risk him Wednesday. I'll keep him for next Saturday if necessary. It's Gordon's last been tugging him too hard. Oh, Jesus, Ronald. How things Longy can make a difference, but that's what he said after the last match. Longy made a difference. Yeah, can't even get past the first man with these free kicks, which is so bloody poor, isn't it? It really is poor. Our owners are ambitious and how only want to agree, hence how is the problem. Our owners are still ambitious. They have spent everything they can within the means of PSR. Talks of the stadium decision next year. Yeah, that's supposed to be on hold till about January. And they brought that guy in, didn't they, Roger Thornton? Was it Roger Thornton? And look, we'll see what happens. Yeah, PSR. No one else has had problems buying in previous window. Also goes for clubs with less revenue than makes. This is a thing, right? This is a thing. We go and buy striker Osula for 10 million plus 5 million add-ons, which is 15 million quid. Ipswich buy Liam Delap for 15 million quid. Why weren't we in for him? I really don't know, because, you know, he's banging the goals in for Ipswich. I guess only Eddie Howe and, you know, Jason Tyndall probably know why we didn't go for Delap, unless we didn't know he was available until the last minute and then Ipswich nipped in and got him, maybe. Who knows? Because sometimes things like that can happen. Mark says, if anyone thinks our owners aren't ambitious, he might as well bring back Mike Ashley. I'm not saying they're not ambitious, but we're just not hearing a lot from them, are we? You know, like when Amanda was here, we heard a lot, but it's sort of gone a bit quiet. I know it's gone a bit quiet on Darren Eales, because we know Darren Eales, bless his heart, is suffering from blood cancer. And, you know, we hope he does get better in the future. And obviously I know the club will be looking for a new CEO to take his place. But I honestly do think the owners are ambitious. I really do. But we just got to sort out all this. I mean, for all we know, the owners could be taking the Premier League to court for damages for the last 3 years, for loss of revenue, maybe. And I hope they are. Because it's about time the likes of Richard Masters and his merry men got their upcomings. Because karma is coming, and karma will come and hit Richard Masters and his merry men. And they will be very sorry indeed. Because people are starting to wake up to them now. And I'm not just talking about Masters, I'm talking the likes of the Glazers. John Henry of Liverpool, he's another one. All the American owners. All this stuff that they want to bring into the Premier League, like the half-time, they're going in the dressing room, talking to the substitute, talking to the manager. It's all Americanised. Because the American owners want it in. The only one American owner who I can say can actually come out with credit in this one's Todd Bowley. Because he actually stood with City. So he's the only American who can actually come out with some, you know, he can come out with some credit from that. But the rest of them, shithouses. How milks the PSR thing every time. I've had enough. The owners are ambitious. They put in the top people. They like the players, and then he needs to get their act together. Yeah. If they were ambitious to challenge a cartel and not just take it up the hoop. Can't wait for the game today, Tony, mate. I fancy a 2-1 Newcastle win. Isak and Barnes to score. Then for Chelsea, Nicholas Jackson to pull one back. Yeah, I'll take that all day, mate. I'll take 1-0. Killing off the keeper's arse, 95th minute. Problem is, most of the clubs have had sensible assets, sellable assets to 2.5. That's the thing. Player trading's been a massive, massive killer to this football club. Because we don't trade players. Because we haven't got any of that players who are good enough to sell on for big money. Or, you know, Like Miggy, you can't get 25 million for him. Murphy, you wouldn't get 25 million for him. Longstaff, if you give him a 2-year deal, you may be able to command 20 million quid maybe for him. But we just haven't got the sellable assets. But then, now this might upset a few people when I say this, but I'm not saying that we are going to do this. But when it comes to next summer, if, say, for instance, I don't know, let's say Atletico Madrid come in and they say, we'll give you 80 million quid for Joe Linton, right? Now then, my opinion is you sell him for 80 million quid, right? You sell Joe Linton for 80 million quid to Atletico, but you have your replacement lined up. And your replacement would be Edison from Atalanta because he's similar to Joe Linton in everything he does. They're both similar players. So you go for Edison, you get him, say, 45 million quid. But you've made your profit on Joe Linton as well. So, while yes, it's a blow to lose a player like Joe Linton, but then you're replacing him with somebody of the same calibre, but maybe a little bit better quality than Joe Linton. Who knows? So that's what I'm saying. We need to start doing this player trading a bit more. And we've got to not be sentimental about players. And that is the problem. Our owners will be flagged if they try anything, though. Messing about for weeks on one defender, wanting to pay 65 million for it all to break down at the end of the window. Sorry, but that's cowboy stuff. That, like, yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? What's his fans advisory board doing? Well, there weren't discussions about the stadium, weren't there? So I don't know. We'll find out more in January, I think, when that comes out. Arguing about strikers isn't an argument about owners' ambition. That's the argument about scouting and recruitment. The owners have backed the club and put as much. I'm not saying the owners haven't put as much money in because they've put a lot of money into the club. Yes, they have. I mean, look at the improvements in the ground, the training ground. You know, we got rid of the wheelie bins and the paddling pools. You know, and the training grounds had a massive upgrade. So I'm not dissing the owners at all. All I'm saying is, are they still ambitious? That's all I'm asking the question. That's all. I'm just putting out there. Wacky says owners are being overcautious. I see the Premier League are wanting to jump on them with big punishments if they go over FFP. Yeah. That bench looks rubbish, says Kenosis. We need some players in January. I mean, there's a report the other day saying that we're after Brian Mbeumo in January. I can't see we're getting him in January. I think you'll go to Arsenal, somewhere like that, because one of them will come in for him. Or I think Brentford will keep him till the end of the season. I think he'll move on next summer. Piff did issue a statement saying they're still 100% committed. The Jan window, no one brought in this summer. Eddie only wanted one man. And many times Eddie said not to sell a player. Sell Isak for 120 million and get Jonathan David and more. I don't think we'll do that. We can get 80 million for Joey. You never know. The bench in Lees's Park looks more of a threat than the Toon, says Watty Angler. J7, 80 million, defo. I'd sell for 150 or less. Wacky says if they sold Isak for 120 million, they can buy about 4 players with that and you can get over the fantasy of the marquee signings and use money sensibly. Yeah, you can do. Well said. Yeah, Gordon has a groin injury, mate. So that's why there's no Anthony Gordon in the squad today, which is a bit of a blow. But we have to back the players that's in the squad and hope for the best. That's all we can do. 100% says Trolls as well. Yeah, definitely. So anybody just joining, I'll quickly put the teams up. So there's the Newcastle lineup. Yes, no Anthony Gordon in the lineup, but Miggy Almiron takes his place and starts today at Stamford Bridge with Murphy dropping down to the bench. And Chelsea's team, Palmer and Madueke back in the matchday squad and in the starting lineup. So a different team from what played on Thursday. That's the thing when you've got a huge squad. When you're playing in Europe, you can afford to rest your big players and rotate your squad. That's why we couldn't in the Champions League, because we haven't got a squad big enough to do that, unfortunately. Keep him for the Arsenal game. I would. Yeah, I wouldn't even risk him on Wednesday. Vic says, but they buy those 4 players being on sell for profit, round and round it goes. Yeah, absolutely, mate. That's how it goes on. When they bid 65 to 70 for Gui, I was like, why? That's 2 squad players you could have got. Well, yeah, exactly. I don't even think Gui's worth 65 million quid. Probably 35 million tops, but not 65 million quid. But Palace and Steve Parish rejecting them, well, they're fools because they won't get anywhere near that now. And remember, from next summer, he's only got a year left on his contract. So, and the thing is, you've got to worry for Palace. They're going down this season. I think they're going down. They look terrible. They look absolutely woeful, Palace do. I think they're gone. I think they're going down this season. Skur in Newcastle World saying Real Madrid are interested in Tonali. Their score last night against Barca was shocking. Why I know journalists inquiring why Tonali only lasts around an hour though. Yeah, exactly. And look, I don't want that to happen. Yeah, Real Madrid got a walloping 4-0. We're in desperate need of a right winger, but how is too blind to see Miggy and Murphy are squad players at best. They're not even elite players, mate. They're not even going to take us to that next level. Sometimes that's how it goes, but the way until you get in Europe and top 4 every season, then you can buy bigger players, says Wacky. Yeah, you're absolutely right there, mate. Absolutely right. Guys and girls, so I think, look, I'll take a point today, but I can't see we're winning it. I'm not going to back us to get beat 2-1. I know my head says we're going to lose 2-1. I'm going with my heart, 1-1 draw. Anyway, as we come to the end of the show, if you have enjoyed the show, please don't forget to smash the like. It does help the channel up the search. So if you haven't yet, smash that thumbs up. Please do so. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, come in at the subscribe. Come and be part of this great community. Only 28 away now from hitting 1,300. And also hit the bell notification to keep you up to date with any live shows, pre-records as well. Wacky says, got to remember that 5 to 10 years behind in terms of all over quality in the squad and youth teams because of the way Ashley ran it. Yeah. He doesn't last an hour. It's how putting his love child along here, and it angers me so much. I'm done with how, not only for this, but for what's pushed me over the edge. I see what you mean. There's a lot of, look, I've seen a lot of fans turning. I mean, Andrew Musgrove put on a post this morning on X or Twitter, whichever you want to call it. Obviously, I still call it Twitter. And he says, you can see why Man United like Thomas Frank. Exciting football, good work ethic, despite the win. He's still irritated at the mistakes his side have made. Surely at some point, Frank is destined for a top job. Now, he's right there. He is destined for a top job. And look, apparently he went mad because he conceded yesterday. That's a sign of a good manager, a manager who doesn't like conceding goals and wants to know why they're making the mistakes. That's how it should be. Thomas Frank is going to be a top manager one day. Believe me, he will be. And somebody, look what he's done for Brentford. People kept saying, they're going to be relegation candidates. They're not relegation candidates. No chance. Vic says, doing it and get us Europe. Great show, Tony. Cheers, Ian. Thank you very much. Great show. See you on TTR, people. Yeah, because you'll be wanting to get over to TTR. Put Tonali on the left. Job sorted. Chelsea won, Newcastle 3. I'm optimist, though. Yeah. Maybe not to constantly generate profit and build the current rules settings. Yeah. So as I always say at the end of every stream, remember the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. Come on, let's hope we can get a positive result today. We want a positive result, Newcastle United. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get behind the lads. Let's see what happens at the end of the game. Then we can all discuss whether it's been a great game, an average game, or an absolute shite game. But until then, hang on, we've got another. Abdul Razak says, "You have our two boy. How have our two boys been doing for you?" I'm not sure who you mean by that. How are the lads? Says Ronald. But yeah, whether the game's been great, crap, or whatever, let's discuss that later on. Wacky says, "Great show, Tony. All in chat. Take care and good luck." Thank you very much indeed, Wacky. And thank you very much to everybody and to all the subscribers as well. You're absolutely fantastic people. He says Tino and Hall, sorry. Yeah, I mean, look, Livramento it's had a bit of a different season this season, considering he played well for our last season. Lewis Hall, he's been absolutely fantastic. I went to Brackley Town yesterday. I was actually watching Lewis Hall's brother, Connor Hall. Not the greatest player, to be honest, because he plays as a forward and he wasn't that great. But Lewis Hall, yeah, brilliant. He's definitely a future England left back. That's for sure. But yeah, I know a lot of Chelsea fans are a bit miffed that Lewis Hall's no longer at Chelsea. But, we got a cracking player, so thank you very much, Chelsea, for that. But until then, I will see you all later. Enjoy the game. Away the lads.